Welcome to today's episode of Critical Mass Radio Show. I'm your host, Asia Celestino, filling in for Rick Franzi. Today our guest is Angie Weeks, founder of CalCoast Web Design. The company website can make or break your business. Angie Weeks from CalCoast Web Design joins the show to talk about what middle market companies should consider when creating their website. This show is brought to you by our advertisers, Center Club, Community Bank, Decision Toolbox, Executives Unlimited, MBN Design, S&H Rubber, Strategic Market Intelligence, SunUp Group, T&Co, Tone Software, Turn Up the Volume, and UPS Protection. The goal for this show is to help you, our listening audience of CEOs running middle market firms, to improve your decision-making skills. To connect with our regular host, Rick, on LinkedIn, type Richard Rick Franzi. CEO Peer Groups is his Twitter handle, and on your podcasting platform, type Critical Mass Radio Show to find us on there. Angie, welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Of course.
It's an honor.
Thanks for joining us in person.
My pleasure, my pleasure.
So, can you tell us a little bit more? What is CalCoast Web Design?
Basically, we are an internet marketing company, and we've been doing business for 12 years here in Orange County, and it's been such an exciting journey to have the website company and just see everything, how it kind of evolves over time in the last 12 years. It's just amazing how far we've all come in internet marketing and website design. Exactly.
You and I were talking a little bit off air 12 years ago, so you were really a first mover in the whole Internet of Things.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of interesting. Now SEO can be a very common term in businesses, and everybody can drop that acronym and departments understand what's being discussed. But at the time that I started CalCoast, there wasn't really an acronym for SEO, and it was building about an awareness of there even is this possibility to do internet marketing, and what does that look like.
So for all the people that are a little bit not on the technical side, what services do you offer?
Well, basically, we help design quality websites for small, medium businesses. And on top of that, and more importantly, we help those websites get found in the major search engines and portals where those businesses might be able to find clients.
Okay, great. So search engine optimization for people who don't know what SEO is, and what is something that sets you apart from other companies?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is the fact that through our time that we've been doing this, we've been able to figure out a formula where we can offer our clients a guarantee for organic rankings. So a lot of times people just think, oh, I have to go do pay-per-click with Google or other companies, maybe even Yelp. And it's not necessarily the case. There's ways that they can earn their way to the top of the search engines. And most SEO companies will say, we'll do, all we're supposed to do for you, but we don't guarantee that you'll have placement in those search engines. But our company's been able to, with all of our tried and true experiences in the past, be able to offer our clients a page one guarantee after they complete 12 consecutive months. So
wow, that is fantastic.
Yeah, most people, when you go through the tough economy that we did a few years back, they don't want to necessarily invest or take a chance with what might be the last of their resources. So we had to come up with a way that would be a happy medium and a win-win for all of us involved. And so we offer the guarantee now, and it's been really great. Helps set us apart.
That is amazing, because there are so many companies out there that offer search engine optimization promises, and there's like fine print. There's not necessarily a return, and it kind of depends on your business and your industry according to other companies. So I think it's fantastic that you can offer that guarantee.
Yeah, well, I mean, as a medium-sized business owner, that's what I would want for myself. So we really try to give people what we would want for ourselves as well.
Great. And it says here you're a cutting-edge web optimization company. Can you talk a little bit about the technology that you use without giving too much away?
Oh, sure. Well, what we really try to do is help our clients utilize some of the best technologies that are already out there on the internet, because we know most, small and medium businesses, they don't have an unlimited budget. So we really try to incorporate using WordPress and JotForm and some of the other really common ones out there. And then it's also a benefit to them because once we build on those kind of platforms and with those resources, then we can turn it over to them. So they can literally edit their own websites after we've helped them to customize them and build them.
That's huge, because I know personally I had to teach myself everything I know about the internet and coding and web design. So I think the fact that you offer your clients the opportunity to not only have your service but also learn from your team, that's great.
Absolutely.
It's so valuable.
We love to teach the small business owner and, any of their staff how that they can work the website and be better online. And that's one of the things that we just absolutely love to do, whereas some companies don't want to answer questions and, all of that. We're totally the opposite.
For everyone listening, by the way, Angie is very young, and she let me know. She started this company, you said 12 years ago, right? 12 years ago. And I thought, so you must have started it when you were 15. So can you tell us a little bit about your path to founding CalCoast Web Design?
Sure. It was actually kind of interesting. Out of college, I had taken some website design classes, and I found a job through one of the college job placement companies with a small company that built websites for real estate agents. So I actually learned and grew with that company for about 3 years. And it was amazing because I was like employee number 9 or something that got hired. And then by the time I left, there was probably over 50 people at the company. So it was really fascinating to see them grow and build websites. But one of the biggest complaints that I got at that company was, okay, I paid for this website and now it's not getting found anywhere. And we didn't really have a service in place to help them fulfill getting found in the search engines afterwards. So that was one of the reasons why I branched off and started CalCoast, is I wanted to do something that was more than just building a website template and kind of leaving them to figure it out from there.
We definitely want to learn more about your company, but we have to take a really short break. So stay with us. You're listening to Critical Mass Radio Show. We have to hear a couple messages from our sponsors.
Richard Franzi is the author of 2 popular business books for CEOs. His first book, Critical Mass, The 10 Explosive Powers of CEO Peer Groups, was the first book ever written on the secret value of CEO peer groups. His second book, now with newly updated information, is Critical Mass, The Power of CEO Guiding Principles. Richard's books contain powerful information to help CEOs running middle market companies gain valuable insight to improve their decision-making skills. Richard's books are available as paperbacks or Kindle versions from Amazon.com. To find them, type Richard Franzi in the search box.
Successfully navigating the changing world of public relations and digital marketing requires an experienced, tenacious, yet gracious team. In business for more than 20 years, Orange County-based T & Company delivers big agency results with personalized service. For more information, call us at 714-536-8407 or visit us online at tandco.me.
Are you ready to tap into the power of social media to promote your business? It's easy to get social with Turn Up the Volume, the award-winning social media marketing professionals who know how to get results. Drive web traffic, boost sales, get social today. Visit www.turnupthevolume.com. That's turnupthevolume.com.
Welcome back to today's episode of Critical Mass Radio Show. I'm your host, Asia Celestino, filling in for Rick Franzi. On Wednesday, February 11th, Rick will be hosting the 1,000th radio show interview for Critical Mass. This is a huge celebration, everyone. We're going to have special guest Wing Lam of Wahoo's Fish Tacos, and the event will be held at the Center Club in Costa Mesa. You're invited to attend. It is an awesome location. I love the Center Club. The event starts at 4:30 p.m. with registration and networking, and the live radio show starts around 5:30 p.m. To learn more and to register, visit our website, criticalmassforbusiness.com, and click on the Register Here link. Oh, again, that's criticalmassforbusiness.com. And you'll have an excellent opportunity to hear Wing discuss the lessons he learned about the business during the Great Recession and have a chance to network with Orange County business owners and executives. We want to thank our gold sponsor, Tri-Circle Financial Strategies, for their outstanding support. For more information about them, visit Tri-Circle, that's TRI, circlefinancial.com. Don't miss this milestone in Orange County broadcasting history and join us for the celebration on Wednesday, February 11th for our 1000th interview show with special guest Wing Lam of Wahoo's Fish Tacos and, of course, Rick Franzi, who I'm filling in for today. So let's get back to our interview with Angie Weeks. She's the founder of Cal Coast Web Design. Angie, before the break, we were talking a little bit about your journey to founding this company. We want to know, what makes a good website today? There are just so many changing and advancing technologies and platforms and all of these things that business owners need to know about. What makes a good website?
Well, I think that a lot of times most businesses, they really need to think about a few things. One of them is, where are these people going to be looking at the website? So nowadays we're all on our iPhones and Droids and iPads, and not just anymore tethered to our desktops, and we have laptops and all of that stuff going on. So one thing that most business owners should go back and check is, do you have a responsive website design? AKA, does that respond to whatever device is calling up the website accordingly? So your website does not necessarily look the same on all different platforms, and there's plenty of people out there that design their websites in the late 90s or early 2000s or even late 2000s that they don't have a responsive template, so they're kind of shunning some of the people that are on the newer devices trying to connect with them.
So when you say responsive, you mean for a particular industry, is the customer or the client or whoever your specific audience is, are they able to access what it is that you do? Is that what you mean?
Well, it's basically the way they call it a responsive theme for the website. So when you're loading up a website, it literally understands, okay, an iPad is loading me right now. I need to come up with this image here and that image there. Whereas, before we almost thought of our websites like a painting, and it needed to look perfect on the computer and consistent on every single browser and all of that. And I think that that's sometimes a pitfall that business owners get in now. They want it to look exactly the same on the devices, but really that's not where technology is going anymore. It's supposed to load differently depending on if you're on an iPhone or if you're on a desktop or a laptop.
Yeah, so an example would be having maybe on the desktop all of the different features that someone would be able to access with a full screen, but on the iPhone maybe having less and more of the aesthetic type things. So being able to swipe through the website instead of having to scroll.
Exactly. Or like, say for example, on a desktop, all of the navigation loads at the top and it's all, you can see it on a scroll, but on a iPhone, it would be something where you have a drop down now for that navigation, so that they're not kind of pulling to the side on the iPhone and going through this, huge wide website, let's say.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. So for the business owners listening, our audience is mostly middle market business owners.
Sure.
What are some of the worst mistakes that you've seen websites making, or the companies that have these websites making?
I would say one of the worst mistakes that they make is they consider it done. Your website is never done. It's always a living, breathing department of your company, and it should constantly be talking to your consumer and helping to serve them. So it's not like a painting where you can just put it up and you say, okay, I put the final coat on and look at my, beautiful work. And a lot of people think of it like that because it is quite a bit of work to build a website, but you can't forget about it after you build it. And just like any employee at your company, you want to make sure that you're constantly attending to that and making sure that it's the most up-to-date as possible with all the new, programs that your company might have and services that they offer, and testimonial videos too. I mean, there's all kinds of clients that probably compliment your company every day, but if you have testimonials on there that are 10 years old and you never added anything new, then, those are all common mistakes that I see the business owner making. And if you just kind of think of it as my website's always a work in progress, and my website is my 24/7 sales department and 24/7 customer care department, then really you won't be selling yourself short with your website anymore. So I'd love to give them that advice.
Okay. And in addition to, of course, hiring you, how do you suggest that business owners kind of stay in the know and don't get left behind when it comes to the web design of their own company?
Well, I would definitely say, listening to radio programs and things like this so that they can kind of see what their competitors are doing, and also check on your competition. Do they look better than you? Are they more relevant than you online? All of those types of things. Definitely there's all kinds of different things that you can do with seminars and trying to stay abreast of it, or also, hire a young, just out of college student and see what they want to see, because usually a lot of times as we get older as business owners, then sometimes we get stale, and it's nice to have in some fresh ideas and thoughts from outside parties. And even if they don't decide to work with an outside consultant or company such as CalCoast, they can still get plenty of good information in a good direction, and then bring a person in-house or have a temp or something like that work on that for them.
Those are all such helpful tips. Let's talk about the buzzword content, because we're talking about innovation.
Right.
When is it necessary for a company's website to have content? I mean, they're always creating articles, or they're always creating videos or podcasts or anything like that. Is it dependent on the industry?
I do believe that it is dependent upon the industry, but usually the rule of content is if you have something to say, or if you're getting questions into the company or into your customer care department, how can we turn around and automate those answers and systemize your business so that you're constantly answering them exactly as you want to, and not having to pay somebody hourly to do so. So, making sure that all the FAQs are up to date, and doing your blog posts on a regular basis. Like certain industries, like photographers, they seem to sometimes post 2 shoots a day. So if you're a photographer, you might be blogging on a daily basis. But then there's other industries that, maybe the local yoga studio, let's say, they might not have to post, but once a week. So it really just depends on when you feel that there's new content that should be, something that you want to get out to your sphere. And if you're sending out an email newsletter, like that should go up on the website as well. Those are announcements and things that you're wanting to tell the masses.
That makes sense. And for your clients, are you suggesting video? It seems like every outlet is publishing stories daily about how important it is to include video in your campaigns, include video in your content, include video.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
Is it really important for every industry?
I believe so, absolutely. And there's a couple reasons why. The first reason why is many of the business owners that are listening right now, they may not know that Google actually owns YouTube, and that YouTube is the number 2 search engine out there. They're in front of Yahoo, they're in front of Bing, and some of the other places that they might be paying. So
wow.
YouTube and video is a great way to get in the back door of Google extremely quickly. And more importantly than that, video converts. So when you have a video on your website, it's, people can hear a voice, they can see a face, and they begin to build trust with that. And if you can systemize that correctly through your business, you can take orders while you sleep.
All very good points. That is so interesting. I wouldn't think about that. So something that we have on this show is guiding principles. And Rick usually asks, what is a key lesson that you've learned through your experience with your company that has helped it to thrive today? So what is your guiding principle at CalCoast?
I would say, for us, it's absolutely the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have done to you. And we find in this industry, unfortunately, a lot of times that doesn't necessarily happen. So to make sure, and every business can put that out on their own website as well. You know that there's people in your industry that maybe wouldn't serve a potential client as well as you would. And if you're, continuing to keep that as kind of like the most important thing, then you'll always go in the right direction with your company or with your website.
I love that. That is a great guiding principle to have. So it seems like you have such an awesome business, but are there any challenges that CalCoast is facing right now, and how are you tackling them?
Well, I think every company has a challenge of growth. So, finding the right people and putting the right position and systems in place. That we struggle just like any other small and medium business to make all of those things happen. And I think that probably a lesson that I've learned throughout having the company, and a lot of other small business owners are probably nodding their head as well, is you can't do it all. You got to delegate stuff. So, pick what it is that you're good at, and then pick somebody who's good at doing the things that you're not good at doing, and don't be afraid to work hand in hand with them, because you're all better together.
That is great advice for business owners, because who wants to do the things that they don't like doing?
I know.
Especially if you have a strength. Just go with it, right?
Exactly. And there's ways that you can still, break things into the next level, even if it's not your area of strength, by partnering up with people. So when you talk about video, like we use Miller Farm Media all the time. Like, we don't record videos, but we know that our clients need videos on their websites. So why wouldn't we, partner up with other video people here in Orange County to make sure that they're served, with a quality video, and then we put it on a quality website, and it's a win-win for everybody.
Great. Yeah, and we actually had them on the show.
Yeah. Jason, he's great.
Awesome. And because you guys are so into innovation, and we're talking about having the different people on your team that have strengths, how do you find your talent for your company?
Oh, gosh. Well, I would say social media, LinkedIn. We really do a lot of talent hunting that way. We like to see people that kind of practice what we preach already before we bring them on board. So anybody that's still looking at resumes and stuff like that, I would encourage them to be on LinkedIn looking for talent. And you can SEO your LinkedIn profile by putting the correct keywords in there and all of that kind of stuff. So it's really fabulous to be able to find needles in haystacks that way. And we find a lot of power partners and people to, help us with crazy random projects that we get requests for, all via that resource.
I absolutely love LinkedIn. I'm obsessed with the platform. I think it's fantastic for finding exactly who it is that you're looking for a specific job.
Totally. I agree with you completely. And just, some really like minds putting their heads together, and some of those groups and discussions are just awesome and priceless.
Well, Angie, the time has flown by. I can't believe we've been on the air for almost 30 minutes. But before we go, how can someone get in touch with you and CalCoast Web Design?
Oh, sure. They can find us online at calcoastwebdesign.com. Follow us on Twitter at CalCoast, or my personal is at Angie Weeks.
Awesome. And that's Angie, Angie, Weeks, just like you would see on a calendar, Weeks. All right, guys, we have to take a short break because we have some messages from our sponsors and advertisers, but stay tuned because we have our outro for you, and you've got to listen. Bye.
We're up.
Well, we're coming back with the outro, right? Because I think Rick wanted me to mention it one more time.
The what? I'm sorry?
We're coming back with an outro because I think Rick wanted me to mention the thing one more time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Did I do all right?
Yes, you were great.
I'm like,
I want to hire you guys.
Oh, yeah. Well, call us anytime you need anything, or, like the other, like, Clueless radio station or whatever. I'm happy to help them. Awesome. That was fun. So we tweeted a couple times about it, and we did a blog post, and, hopefully sent some people
you guys. You have a Midwestern accent here.
I do. I'm originally from Michigan.
Are you really?
Yeah.
That's where I'm from. Where are you from in Michigan?
Mount Clemens, a little north of Detroit.
Sure.
What about you?
In Detroit. Well, my dad was an executive at Chrysler. I grew up in Bloomfield.
Okay, yeah. So see, he grew up in like the ritzy area of Michigan. I was like in the blue collar land, but
well, everywhere is warmer than it is there right now,
yes,
right?
Exactly. Yeah, we're definitely blessed to be here. So.
They didn't say Mount Clemens, they said Mount Clemens. Or Mount Clemens.
Right.
Or Mount Clemens.
Mount Clemens, yeah. It's a nice place to be from.
Michigan accent. Gosh, geez, hey, oh.
And it's funny because I've been out here since '97. I think when I public speak and when I'm like on the radio or when I'm in like a board meeting or something, like it just like squeezes the Midwesterner out of me really bad.
Well, at least that means you're probably being authentic, right?
Oh yeah, totally. Always.
I'm not. I lost it a long time ago.
Yeah.
Paul was like, I gotta become Hollywood. I'm working in LA.
Exactly.
Every so often I catch myself doing that. I go, no, don't do that.
I know.
That's funny.
Well, it's nice when you make cold calls because people are like, oh, I like the way you sound. I'll listen to you for
you
just
sound
30
very
seconds
warm
more.
and friendly. Welcome back to today's episode of Critical Mass Radio Show. I'm your host, Asia Celestino, filling in for Rick Franzi. The goal for this show is to help you, our listening audience of CEOs running middle market firms, to improve your decision-making skills. This show has been brought to you by our advertisers, Center Club, Community Bank, Decision Toolbox, Executives Unlimited, MBN Design, S&H Rubber, Strategic Market Intelligence, that's a mouthful, Sunup Group, T&Co, Tone Software, Turn Up the Volume, and UPS Protection. Again, if you missed it earlier, we're having our 1000th interview celebration for Critical Mass Radio Show. So on Wednesday, February 11th, Rick will be hosting a great celebration at the Center Club in Costa Mesa with special guest Wing Lam of Wahoo's Fish Tacos. You've got to be there, especially if you're one of our previous guests. The event starts at 4:30 p.m. with registration and networking, and the live radio show with Wing Lam will start around 5:30 p.m. To learn more and to register, visit our website, criticalmassforbusiness.com, and click on the Register Here link. It's going to be a great time. There's food, there's drinks, there's networking, and there is a live event about the Great Recession and how we have survived. We also want to thank our gold sponsor, Tri-Circle Financial Strategies, for their outstanding support. Thank you so much. And for more information about Tri-Circle, visit their website. It's circlefinancial.com. All right. And our engineer for today's show is Paul Roberts. Our producer, Crystal Nunley. Our assistant producer, Amanda Pointer. Our guest coordinator, Kathleen Shepard. Our VP of Sales, Rose Chamora. And I'm your guest host, Asia Celestino, filling in for Rick Franzi. To connect with our regular host, Rick, on LinkedIn, search in the box for Richard Rick Franzi or Critical Mass for Business. We have a company page on there. You can also search CEO Peer Groups on Twitter. That's our handle. And on your podcasting platform, type Critical Mass Radio Show to find us on there. If you'd like to learn more about Critical Mass for Business or want to refer a future guest, or maybe even advertise with us, visit our website at criticalmassforbusiness.com. Until the next show, we hope all of your decisions move your company in a positive direction.